Good morning from Montrose Old and St Andrew's Church, and welcome to our short thought for the day. We all know that there are some things which are really hard for one person, yet quite easy for another. It wouldn't do if we were all the same. So don't come to me if you want any knitting done. I doubt I would be able to cast on a stitch, though I might have you in stitches. I used to beat everyone at the slow cycle race. Last one crossing the line wins. And I reckon I can still manage to do reasonably well. I can turn my hand to a few other things as well, but I know that there's so much that I just can't do that others can do so well. The trouble is that there are some things in life which are so important that we could all do with working at, even when we find them difficult. Learning to be patient, to listen to others, to be less selfish and more caring. And the one I want to focus on today, learning to pray. I say learning because, as with so much in life, prayer is something that needs a bit of work, practice, learning. Long ago, Jesus' disciples asked them to teach them to pray. And what he gave them was the Lord's Prayer. But while we use it, and millions of people recite it every day in umpteen different languages, it was probably meant to be more of a template, encouraging us to approach God in the right frame of mind, conscious of his glory and our weaknesses and need for forgiveness, shaping our requests towards doing his will first, and thinking about others before ourselves, ideally in a spirit of hope and thankfulness. Many people imagine that prayer is beyond them. They don't have the right words. They'd be frightened they said the wrong thing or dried up altogether. Perhaps they feel that they aren't worthy of God or that their faith isn't up to it. The great thing is that we don't need to be worthy. We can't be, because we all fall short, and our faith doesn't need to be any great shakes. But Jesus does want us to pray, to still ourselves before God and speak to him, listen to him, ask him for help for ourselves, for others, and especially to be the kind of people that he wants us to be, to do what he wants from us. Do we deserve his favour? Not really, but he wants us to pray anyway, and he's promised to listen to us for Jesus' sake. Prayer isn't spiritual magic. Someone once said it's more about lining ourselves up with God and his purposes than it seeking special treatment. But he longs for us to make the approach. And as with so many other things in life, prayer does get easier with practice. The only expert prayer is Jesus, and he's promised to pray with us and for us, even when we're very hesitant or get stuck. Teach us to pray, please, Lord. It might be a good prayer to begin with. Thanks for joining us. May the Lord bless you. Amen.